Yo, 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 yo. What's good with it? It's the homie Mac, music, art, culture, knowledge, reporting live from the Dogon. Peace and love to all. These are some very ominous times. If you're hearing my voice, if you're seeing this, you are an overcomer, you're a survivor. Things will get better. We will push forward. It's the homie Mac, man. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Reporting live from the Dogon, as always. I think I said that earlier. But, each one teach one. Peace and love to all. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. Follow the movement on Instagram at MACK_82. Man, where do I start? We're in the midst of the election cycle, 2020 election cycle. Hopefully everybody's registered to vote. I want to say it's early voting is going on right now, but November 3rd is the big day. November 3rd is the big day. So black people, melanated people, black people. It's that time again. Lesser of two evils. I'm tired of that whole rhetoric because evil is still evil. I guess my thing is the most pressing issue at the moment is the Ice Cube situation. In this session of Mac Minutes, we're going to be talking about the whole Ice Cube situation. This will be entitled Ice Cube versus the Evil Empire. The Evil Empire, dang, Mac, that's kind of bold. Considering things that our government has done to not only its citizenry, but things we have done as far as imperialism throughout the world. There's a lot of people that don't really rock with us, and they do think we're very evil. But it is what it is. Real quick, Ice Cube. There's a lot of vitriol. He's getting a lot of. He's been subjected to a lot of scorn. People are calling him a coon, a sellout. How you go from fuck the police, arrest the president, now you want to kick it with the president. And I think people are missing the major factor here. That major factor being he never endorsed Trump. Cuba's never sat down and said, hey y'all, vote for Trump. 45 is our guy. Let's rock with Trump. He never said that. If anything, he's saying, look, with the contract with Black America, he drafted that up, but he didn't draft it up solely by himself. He talked to different economists, policymakers, lawyers, what have you, people that have a three-dimensional understanding, in-depth understanding of policy and how the functionality of it and how these things impact the quality of black life. So it wasn't like he just came up there on no BS like, this is just something I put together in my basement real quick. I read it. I think that the things that he talked about addressed the dire straits that black people are in, specifically education reform, black kids having access to black scholarship. And in the context of this black scholarship, they're being taught about themselves, giving a genuine, they're being given a genuine framework or context for the things that their people have done, contributions that we've made to this country. Because for a while, I know there was a push to say to write the transatlantic slave trade out of history, or they were going to even try to revise it, revisionist history, saying that the transatlantic slave trade, it wasn't really slavery per se. They were indentured servants. They came over here and they worked for 400 years. They gave their labor for free. And we know that's nonsense. I think when he spoke about that, he also spoke about black people having access to adequate healthcare facilities, adequate healthcare. I didn't see a problem with it. I think it was very specific, again, to the dire straits that we are in as black people. I think they said by the year 2050, black wealth may be at zero. That's what some of the leading economists are saying, like Sandy Darity. yeah, and you just find out the depth of the racial wealth gap is just insane. Like I'm hearing what the median, like what black households are worth $1,500 liquid, whereas like what I want to say it was like the number was like maybe 30 or 40,000 for white households. That's such a wide. You can check me on that, but that's a wide disparity. And, you know, we know what wealth is. Wealth is things that appreciate in value, like land, real estate. You know, things that can give you an upper hand, collateral. Because, you know, you can't. It's hard to fight. It's hard to move in a capitalist society without capital. And we all know that a lot of wealth was a lot of institutional wealth, a lot of individual wealth that white people have amassed. Essentially, was built off black labor. You know, they had a 400 plus year head start. But again, back to the contract with Black America. Some people there's a misnomer. Some people are saying, oh, he really thinks Trump is just going to give us $500 billion. It wasn't just about a check. You know? And furthermore, Cuba said it himself, like, there's white supremacy on both sides of the ballot. I mean, he didn't use those words, but he was just saying it's dark on both sides. You know, and he said, Cuba even said it, I haven't met a president I like. No president has done right by us. You know, so I think there's this this media is really misdirecting the narrative and saying like he's siding with Trump, he's teamed up with Trump, and Cuba hasn't done that. You know, and from what I've researched, he actually reached out to the Democratic Party as well, and they pretty much told him like, you know, we'll deal with this later. We think you have some good ideas, but let's wait till after the election cycle. And the thing is, anyone knows you don't vote if you're trying to present something to somebody. You don't wait till they're in office. You press it. You make demands before they get in office. But yeah, I think the thing that really pisses me off is I'm seeing black people fight other black people to see which white person should control their political and social reality. And that's the part that's really heartbreaking. Real quick, shout out to Wordplay Clothing Company, in Detroit, Michigan. This is the Detroit red shirt. Random plug. But yeah, that's the thing that's heartbreaking. You got black people fighting other black people to over which group of white men or white institution should influence their day-to-day reality through policy. Yeah, I know that you might be like, hey, Maurice, why is everything so black and white with you? Hey, I didn't make it that way. There's racial implications and everything. I know Biden has the Lift Every Voice plan, which seems like it's, I mean, people say the Platinum plan is pandering to white people, but I also think entitling your plan the Lift Every Voice plan, I think that's pandering too. I think that's a play off of James Weldon Johnson and Lift Every Voice and Sing on the Black National Anthem. I think that's pandering. And when you read the language of Biden's plan, I think it's legitimate, but I don't think it's black specific. I see a lot of codified language. People of color, minorities. So it's like, you know, I just think it's a situation where black people will be used as a come up to the benefit of other races. It'll be like black people, put them in the forefront, put them on the bus, put them in the front of the bus. But when everything is concluded, black people will be at the back of the bus, and different groups will be on the forefront. You know, and we'll be in the back, still being a perpetual bottom caste. You know, like I've always said, white supremacy is on both sides of the ballot. I feel like some black people are unfairly calling Ice Cube a coon. You know, I think I think they need to understand. They need to do some history. I want to say, Marcus Garvey. You know, I'm in Atlanta. Marcus Garvey met up with the Ku Klux Klan on Auburn Avenue. Malcolm X met up with the Ku Klux Klan. You had and some people say, well, why would they do that? Well, they're trying to negotiate. You know, I don't have to love you to sit down. I don't have to like you. We don't have to have any type of pot. It doesn't need to be lumped. lollipops and gumdrops for me to sit down and do business with you and try to find some type of leverage. Because Malcolm and Marcus Garvey were probably thinking, well, shoot, you don't want us here, and then let's be separatists. Let us get our own land, help us repatriate back to Africa, which what have you. Respectively, Malcolm, separatist, Garvey, repatriation back to Africa. And then even Martin Luther King, he met with Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was a known staunch racist. And even biblically, Moses went before Pharaoh. So it's all about. I think black people need to understand we don't exist. We don't solely exist in our existence. We're going to interact with people we don't like, and we're going to have to try to find some leverage. Because as far as I see it, the Democrats don't feel any type of pressure. They feel like we got the Negro vote in the bag, and some of the things. I think Biden has made a lot of flippant statements saying, well, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And it's like, my G, why do you even feel comfortable talking like that? Even if you felt like that, why would you say that? And I want to say he backtracked, maybe even apologized. And the thing is, it's hard having this conversation with a lot of black people that are cemented in the civil rights era. And I will never say that the civil rights era has no merit. It does. We benefited from a lot of the policies that were implemented, but these policies were implemented in the 60s. Black people have not seen. Well, you had the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, Fair Housing Act, things like that. But that was in the 60s, man. We need transformative. Our social reality, the social phenomenon of black life, has. I don't want to say evolved, but it's encountered new phenomenons from mass incarceration, war against drugs, the wealth gap, among other things. So policy needs to be updated to the social milieu of the current time, the current context. And I think, where am I going with this? Back to the civil rights. So black people who are heavily cemented in the civil rights era. Salute to y'all. It's no disrespect, but my generation, I'm a millennial, and the younger, I'm an OG millennial, and then the millennials under me and the people under them. I want to say, I can't remember which generation it is, but I'm just saying, like, the younger groups of black people, they're tired of the status quo. They're tired of politics as usual. And a lot of black Democrats and liberals need to understand, the older black Democrats and liberals, these black kids now, the younger generation of black voters, they're not cool with black representation, but no transformation in policy. They're not cool with black faces. They're not. It doesn't suffice to just have your oppressors be culturally diverse. Because if anything, it starts to look like these people who are represented in office, they're bought and they're selling us out. They're getting a check. I mean, I live in District 5. No disrespect, R.I.P. John Lewis, but I feel like there's a lot more he could have done. I mean, I feel like his heart was in the right place, but sometimes I feel like he was viewed as a useful Negro. And that was when I say useful to the white power structure of now. Because I know when Bill Clinton spoke at his funeral and he said he's glad that John Lewis didn't go to Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture route, later known as Kwame Ture. He's glad he didn't go that route, the extreme black nationalism. And my thing is, like, why is it extreme for me to want to have peace of mind and to be self-determined? That should be a fundamental premise of being an American. But I feel like when we ask for these things, it becomes what am I looking for? It becomes nefarious and pernicious and evil when black people want fundamental stuff. All of a sudden it's a problem. Stuff that different people have enjoyed for years. It's cool when they want it or make demands, but when we do it, it's World War III. But yeah, back to Ice Cube. I want the black liberals, and the older black Democrats and the older black real liberals. They'll fight you to the death. We need Trump out of office. Cool. All right, we need Trump out of office. But what demands are you guys going to make of Biden and Harris? Whenever I ask that question, straight crickets. Straight crickets. All I get is we just need Trump out of office. I'm like, okay, cool. Again, it's cool. Let's get him out. But what demands are we going to make of Biden and Harris? How are we going to hold them accountable? What standard are we holding them to? Or is it just to get get 45 out? That doesn't suffice for me. It doesn't suffice for a lot of black voters either. But yeah, it's almost like black people, like, we're put in this corner, like, you gotta vote Democrat. Republicans don't care about you. They're all about money. If you rock with the Republican Party, you're a coon. But I'm sitting there thinking, like, something has to change. We need transformative policies solely to the benefit of black people. We need to be, and Cube said this in a contract with Black America. We need to be treated as a protected group, just like the Native Americans, just like the Jews, and even now with this Corona thing that popped off, how they did for the Asians. We need to be a protected group. We built this country brick by brick. We made America the global economic superpower. We made cotton king. I mean, Mississippi's primary income was cotton. And I think eventually, that led to their downfall because their economic scope was very limited to just agriculture solely. The specific agriculture crop being cotton. They never really Mississippi never really recovered from that when that industry, pretty much got compromised due to slavery and then the global market, the end of slavery rather, and then the global market. But yeah, this is just my thoughts. Mac minutes. You can't cancel Cube. You can't cancel Cube. I'm sorry. But this is your boy Mac, Music, Art, Culture, Knowledge. Watch out for that project. Lysol and Toilet Paper, produced by the homie DJ Cass on Honorable Court. Produced by Franco of Since 82. Next single, Breonna Taylor. That's produced by DJ Cass of Honorable Court. Shout out to Jack Brown for sending me that file. Shout out to the homie Katie Gray who's going to be shooting the video. The video and the track